Warning, the Stone Age Gamer includes a lot of bad language. Cover your mother***ing ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer Podcast. I am Chris Randazzo and joining me tonight is leaked Excel document Dan Ryan.
I think that's hurtful? I'm not sure.
Only to the people who run E3. E3 is back! It may be an all-digital event this year, but that doesn't change the fact that the biggest show in gaming has returned, and so is our annual Foolish Prediction Show. Guard your personal information because the Stone Age Gamer Podcast starts now. Hey, remember that time E3 leaked, like, everyone's personal information?
Yeah, that was super cool.
Good times. Hi, everyone. This is episode 362. It's the week of June 11th, 2021. I am super excited about E3 being back. How are you, Dan?
I'm here, Chris. I don't know. It's hot.
It is hot.
It's so hot. Like,
it's nice and cold in my basement, but...
No,
yeah,
sure.
It's been terrible. Where you are is probably horrible.
Oh my god, dude. It was like... I mean, it's not too bad in the garage. I got the fan going, and, like, I'm not wearing any clothes, so that's good.
That's how we always record our E3 episodes. In the buff.
Nude. It's like you're watching, like, a really intense sporting event. You're like, I just got to keep taking clothes off because it's too much. I don't know if you've ever been there, but anyway. No, it's just like, it went from, it's okay, to... Oh my god, it is so not okay. I fucking hate the heat. Instantly.
Yeah, I mean...
Instantly. There was no in between.
There are a lot of things that make me think about moving to Canada.
Yeah. So many.
A lot of things that make me regularly think about, I don't want to be here anymore. I should be in Canada. But the heat is really ranks among those things. It's
so. Oh man, like I want to move to Vermont, like just because of the heat. And I know it still gets warm in Vermont, but not like this. Not like this, Switch. Not like this.
It's just... Unplug. Thanks, Joey Pants.
Man, I know the Matrix is telling me this steak is juicy. Fuck, that movie's good. I'm really, really nervous about The Matrix 4.
Oh god, me too. I don't see how that can possibly go well.
Man, have you watched the second and third one recently?
It's been a while.
They do not really hold up.
I wouldn't argue that they held up to begin with. They are everything anime about the first Matrix movie, just like, okay, well, we're dropping the pretense. This is anime now.
all that's fine. I meant they look video gamey in a bad way.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I still get super impressed by what they call the Burly Brawl, where he's fighting all the Smiths, and like I can see clear as day which ones are real and which ones are fake, but I just don't care. I just think it looks great.
Like, the first one, like, if you watch the first one, it's still pretty good. Like, the first one, I think, really holds up.
The first one didn't do a lot of... we didn't see Zion or the giant machines or anything in the first one. There wasn't a lot of that in the first one to age poorly.
Yeah, I mean, the Squiddies still look pretty good.
Yeah, machines in general tend to translate very well to CG because it's shiny metal.
But man, watching the second and third one, we watched them a couple months ago. It was like, oh boy, this is gonna be rough. We just watched with the girls though for Friday night movie night. It was my pick a couple weeks ago, and we made them watch Beetlejuice, and they fucking loved it.
How could they not? I'm actually surprised you haven't made them do that already.
Well, you're not wrong. Because we watched Scott Pilgrim like a month ago, and they lost their minds for that. They were like, I don't even know what the fuck is happening, but this is amazing.
It was great.
That movie is great. Like, I only pick good movies for us to watch. I don't know what these other fuckers are doing, but so then I picked Beetlejuice was the last one, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Like, they were just running around singing the fucking song. And then next week for Father's Day, I get an early pick, and we're gonna do The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser one. Yeah, right.
I just saw that for the first time recently.
Oh my god, that movie's so great.
It really is.
It's great. It's great. It's great. I love that fucking movie. I love all three of them.
Haven't seen the sequels yet. Just, we only watched the first one. It was like, a month or two ago. It's really good.
Oh, man. Brendan Fraser. What a fucking treat that guy is. He's fantastic. Man, we have gotten way off on a tangent here. I'm sorry. I don't know how we got here.
That's
I apologize.
Okay.
Steer us back, Chris. Steer us back.
Well, just real quick, while we're visiting Tangentville, you mentioned you and I both got the new Dispatch album last week.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that it wasn't really sitting too well with you. I had mentioned that I had only listened to it really background while doing a bunch of stuff, so I couldn't really pay any attention to it at all.
Yeah.
Now that you've had a week with it, what do you think?
Definitely not my favorite of theirs.
Okay.
I like it. It's growing on me. I think it's the fourth track is like old school Dispatch. Mm-hmm. Like, reminds me very much of old school Dispatch. But like, I think the problem that I'm having with this album is that it sounds like they tried to record a Beatles record. There's a lot of Beatles on this record.
I can't say I picked up on that. I can say that it is tonally different because, unless you count Location 13... Sorry about the inside baseball here, folks.
Yeah.
Unless you count Location 13, which I don't, because it was kind of like a weird little follow-up album to Location America Location 12, which was a phenomenal record.
Yeah, that was great.
This is kind of the first proper Dispatch album where Pete wasn't involved at all. So it already, like, out the gate has a very different feel to it, right? Because if I don't miss my guess, Pete was involved in the writing process of Location 12. I know he was definitely involved. He's on the cover, but so there's already kind of a different thing there. I do think that the lyrics are a bit on the nose, which is
they're not great.
I'm not going to say that they're necessarily bad, but they're very on the nose, which is not. They usually get a little bit more poetic with that kind of stuff. Not a lot more, but like these ones are very like. We're not playing around with this anymore. We are telling you exactly how we feel about the state of the world. Yeah. I think the song you're talking about is track 3, the One by One. The very, very Brad-centric song sounds like a one by one, all the living that we done. That one, that sound, that's a very classic Dispatchy feel to it. The album really grew on me. Again, not my favorite of theirs, but it did really grow on me. I just also have to say that the last track on the album, Pour Into You, it's gorgeous, but it's really hard to listen to. It's the kind of like super happy song that's like somewhat optimistic, even though it's about basically saying goodbye to your kid who's dying in the hospital.
It's not an easy listen.
Nah, it's a gorgeous song. So anyway,
I'm gonna play it's either As Old as I or The Legend of Connie Hawkins.
Oh, I like both of those songs.
I'm gonna click it here in my headphones, and I apologize.
No, that's okay. You do your thing. I can't hear it.
Okay. I think it's this Legend of Connie Hawkins is. I get like super Beatles vibes from it. Yeah.
Well, not being overly versed in the Beatles, I guess I'm not really one to comment on that, but nothing about this reminded me of my experience with the Beatles, which is not to say it's a lot, but either way, for those listening at home, if you want to know anything more about our musical tastes, or at least mine, you know a lot more about Dan's, but besides video game music, I'm a huge fan of the band Dispatch, so ta-da.
And they're pretty great.
They are pretty great.
They got a lot more hits than misses. They're good. They're good.
So let's steer it back.
Sorry, just real quick. The new fucking Counting Crows record, though.
Oh, that's like the all one song thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to download that. I got to
don't fucking like it, and it makes me sad. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know.
The last album was great.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't like about this. It could be like I didn't love it from the title, Buttersweet Miracle or whatever the fuck it's called. Like that's just not a good name. I don't like that at all. It's not good.
I might not go out of my way to download it then.
Yeah, I mean, get YouTube Music. It's easier. I don't know. Everybody should listen to 13. That's the best record that's come out this year. It's Pharoah Monk and a guitar player and fucking Jack White's drummer from the White Stripes, and it's a fucking politically charged hip-hop album, but it's fucking incredible, and it's really important. So, anyway,
video games.
Video games.
What you been up to?
The
show?
MLB The Show and Puzzle and Dragons. No, I've been so busy with work these last couple of weeks and, like, doing projects around the house and stuff. I really haven't even played the show that much. Like, the big third inning program came out. I've barely done anything with that. There's another big content drop tomorrow, which will be 3 days ago by the time you listen to this, for the new Player of the Month stuff, which should be pretty cool. Mostly, like, a lot of my video game time has been spent trying to level my fucking pad account up to level 1,000, which is, oh god, it's just absurd. It is absurd, the amount of fucking experience that you need to get there. I think I mentioned this before, but, like, the amount of experience you need to get from level 0 to level 900 is the same amount of experience you need to get from level 900 to 950, and then from 950 to 1,000 is like 6 times that amount. Yeah, it's fucking absurd, but I found and was able to put together a team that will that I can basically swipe through the hardest dungeon in the game, because I've just constructed the team in such a way that if I can get past the second floor, which is challenging, that nothing can kill me in the rest of the dungeon, which is pretty sweet. And if I run that dungeon twice, I can level up. So I'm currently at 980, so I have to run it fucking 40 more times unless they do an experience boost one of these days, which they usually do. They haven't done it on the Shura Realm, which is the super hard dungeon. As soon as they do that, like, I'm gonna level up to 1,000, mostly because we just got a new rank machine reward that you get a free pull, and it's like one of the 5 top rarity cards, and I have none of them. So this is definitely a quick way to get them. And then I still have to do the video for the Street Fighter collab, which is still awesome, and you should still definitely jump in, anybody listening, and play it and, like, get Ryu or Guile or Ken or fucking, I pulled Chun-Li, and I'm so excited because she's fucking great. I got her, and I got Sagat. I think I said that last week, Bob Saget. I got him.
Yeah.
And he's fucking awesome. It's just, I've been so busy with everything else, Chris. There's been, like, 0 time to actually do any of that, which sucks. But again, I'm a week away from, like, 2 weeks off, to where I'm probably just going to play the show for 2 weeks, but whatever, we'll see.
Well, while you were talking, I came across...
While you were talking, and I wasn't listening. I was doing something else.
I was listening. Sorry. I think BitShifter's Information Chase is getting a vinyl release?
I mean, why not?
I don't know. I mean, it's one of my favorite albums ever. It's just BitShifter posted presented without comment via Ship to Shore Phono Co., which appears to be a website that does, like, physical releases, mostly vinyl, but they do, like, cassette tapes and whatnot.
I mean, okay.
I will purchase immediately. So I'll be paying attention to tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
I mean, cassette tapes, though?
No, I won't buy a cassette tape of it.
Okay.
But if this is being released on vinyl, I will. Yes. Give me Give to me all of your this. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so, good times.
Sure.
I don't know, was that everything before I fell into an information chase hole?
8 information chase holes. Yeah, I think so. I think that was it.
All right. Well, let's see. I showed you that video of the Street Fighter 2 Nostalgic Edition.
Oh yeah, on the NES, that was dope.
That was so cool. I gotta find the information on it and throw it in the show notes. But somebody made the best functioning Street Fighter 2 I've ever seen for NES. It's called Nostalgic Edition. It's nowhere near done. It's just you can only fight Ryu versus Ryu, but it feels right. Which is
crazy. Like that's absurd.
Like I've seen videos of like, here's NES Street Fighter 2, like some weird pirated version or something like that. And they all look, like Street Fighter 2 you would think would be on the NES. But this one was like, had the voices coming out of it. And I threw it on, I was like, this can't be right? How are you doing this? But I threw it on my freaking EverDrive and played it on my NES. Like, it worked, and it felt right. It was crazy. So that was cool. Let's see. We started Metroid Prime 3. It's very cool. This is a weird freaking story. Okay.
Okay.
So we started Metroid Prime 3. Game's super cool.
Should I stand up so I can sit down again?
No.
Okay. It's not that cool. Weird. Okay.
It's not that weird. So we started playing it. I haven't played this since it came out, and I never finished it. So we're playing it. It's pretty cool, but there's some loading time in this thing. Like,
yeah,
I'm not enjoying that, which is weird because Prime 1 and 2 are playing it on the trilogy. Prime 1 and 2 didn't have this problem. Like, no more than the original GameCube one, where very occasionally, you'd hit a door and you have to wait a little while for it to open, right?
When you were going like big area to big area.
Yeah, sometimes they did a great job of hiding the loading time of a door that wouldn't quite open fast enough. But man, there was even like a dash of loading time when loading up the damn map, which was not in Prime 1 and 2 on the Prime trilogy. So it was irking me. I guess I didn't necessarily remember it like that, but I haven't played it in forever. So, and that is what it is. So I looked up online. Apparently, the Wii U Virtual Console version that they released is better. They actually cleaned the game up for the Wii U Virtual Console release, which is $20.
Not the trilogy.
Of the trilogy. Metroid Prime Trilogy was released on Wii U Virtual Console, and they improved the frame rate and vastly improved the loading times. So I was like, all right, I got to see this, because it's $20, just $20, whatever, but I have this game, right? Do I need to spend $20? The loading time's pissing me off, but, how much better is it? So I went to YouTube, somebody did a side-by-side comparison, and it is like night and freaking day.
Yeah.
Like, loading up the map is instantaneous, and like every door is just boom, open. I'm like, all right, that's worth $20 to me. I'll shave like a solid hour off my overall playtime waiting for doors to open by doing this. Plus, it also loads up so much faster because instead of turning on the Wii U, going into Wii mode, selecting the game, and then launching it, you can launch it right from the Wii U menu. Which is super weird, too, because this is the first time I've bought a Wii game on, like, the eShop.
Okay.
And it works really bizarre, because it still switches to Wii mode, but it does it in a different way than actually, when you do it in the Wii U, you just go to Wii mode, and it's basically, you're playing a Wii now. Like, it just goes to the whole home menu and everything, like, exactly like you're playing a Wii. This one, it launches right from there, but it doesn't give you any of the menus. It just launches the game. But when you press the home button, it does the Wii stuff. It's really weird.
Huh.
This is a very strange release. I'm glad I bought it because, this is the other great thing. I thought we were going to have to start over. But we don't, because it is going to Wii mode, so it picked up on my save file already being on the system.
Ooh, that's nice.
That was a huge win. It's like, not that we got that far, but we had, we put in like a couple hours. So I wasn't thrilled about playing like the first 2 hours of the game over again, but here we are. So we went on to playing a bunch of it today, and man, this game's really good. I was really enjoying it. I'm not as far as I was the first time, and I only know this because I remember where I stopped the first time was on some planet where you would use your the grapple beam and ride this rail system like a roller coaster, which was super cool. That's where I stopped, and I haven't gotten to that yet. But I don't remember any of the stuff I'm doing right now. It doesn't even seem vaguely familiar, which is weird because it's really cool.
Why did you stop the first time?
I think it was time. I think I just did not have time to keep playing things, and then I didn't play it for like a month, and then I turned it on and was like, I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Because that just happened to me all the time back then. When this game came out, I didn't have a lot of time to dump into games. The only reason I was able to beat Twilight Princess is because I got food poisoning.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I totally forgot about that.
It was brutal, but it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's weird, man, like, because I've been doing pretty good for the most part of being like, yeah, I got plenty of time to play games. And then these last couple of weeks, it's been like, nah, I don't have any of that time anymore. I don't know what happened, but it's just fucking gone.
It seems to come and go in waves. I'm finding more time now. So I really want to finish all the Metroid games before the anniversary in August. So we have Prime 3, Other M, and Federation Force to get through, and I think it's doable. But yeah, I'm gonna try to be pushing for as much Prime as I can. Although in the next week I've got another game, but I'll bring that up in a bit. But the one thing that's really bugging me about Prime 3, because everyone's been saying, and we'll probably talk about this a little bit more in our E3 predictions later, but everyone, including myself, has been all like, Metroid Prime Trilogy, just plop that on the Switch. And now, having replayed Prime and Prime 2, and now some of Prime 3, especially with Prime 3, I'm going to say no, don't do that. These games need reworking.
Yeah, no, fix it, and then do it.
Like, if you throw Prime Trilogy on the Switch and only do motion controls, that's not acceptable. And if you go back to Prime 1 and 2 with the original GameCube-style controls that aren't dual analog, that's not okay either. And in Prime 3, all those little motion control things that I thought were super cute are not super cute anymore. They're already annoying me. Like,
yeah, don't do those.
Push the Wii remote in and turn and then pull it back out, and
don't do any of that.
The throwing of the grapple beam with the nunchuck, that has not worn off at all. That's super awesome. That's like, oh, there's a bug and I can catch it, so I throw the thing and then I pull it and it rips the bug in half. Like, that's awesome. The pirate trooper, space pirates come up and they got the shields. I'm like, no, you don't. Zap, give me that. And like, you throw it and you pull it back. That is really effective motion control. But I could live without it, especially if it meant like all the little things I have to go to and then point on the screen to move Samus's hand to press buttons. Like, I don't need to do that. That was a really neat trick when you first did it, but it doesn't add anything to the gameplay, and it doesn't make it feel any more immersive anymore. It's like, we're just kind of past this. So
yeah, I just don't need to fucking do that anymore.
Yeah. But speaking of Metroid, last week, the week before last, I commissioned Banjo Guy Ollie to do some Metroid songs. I'm making a Metroid video for Stone Age Gamer, and I really wanted some of Ollie's music to play in the background, but he has never covered a Metroid song. So I commissioned 6 Metroid tunes, and the first one, he released the first one. He's there, like, I think 4 of the 6 he's going to let me use in my video before he puts them on his channel. But then a couple of them he's going to put up, just to have up. And the first one was the title screen music, which he absolutely knocked out of the park. So much so that I retweeted it and I tagged Hip Tanaka. I was like,
wow,
this is amazing. And then Hip Tanaka was like, this is awesome. So that was super cool.
That's very cool.
Oh boy. Let's see. We do have a lot to talk about.
Sometimes the internet.
Sometimes the internet, man. Sometimes it's just.
Sometimes
I was happy
the internet
for him. Like,
yeah.
That was awesome. Let's see. Blaster Master 02 is as good as I remember. I'm loving it. I'm getting pretty far in it. I'm splitting my time between that and my Ninja Turtles reread, which I am almost there. Mutant Town exists, all right?
Yeah, I don't even
almost there.
I don't even care anymore.
Nah, I'm gonna get there, and then I'm gonna read Last Ronin, just for you. I don't
even care anymore.
I mean, it's only 3 issues in, and it's been out for like a year, so
yeah, whatever. It's not the point.
I will get there before it's over.
Yeah, you definitely will.
Because it never will be. Back to Blaster Master, though. The Blaster Master 02 is great. I pre-ordered the physical version of 03 from Limited Run, because, surprise. I'm me.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think anybody would have lost money in that pool. I gotta be honest.
No, definitely not. I did the regular edition to match my other regular editions, because I don't have room for giant special editions in my life anymore. I am running into this conundrum with it, though, with that doesn't come out. Like 03 comes out in like beginning of July, and it's going to be months before that physical version shows up.
Right.
So I'm either going to buy this game twice, or I'm going to really hope that I get to review it for Nintendo Force.
I mean, I love how you said I'm either going to buy You're fucking buying this game twice. We all know that.
Unless I get a review copy, but yeah.
I mean, sure, but...
If I do, then yay. If not, I am buying it twice, no question. I will play this the day it comes out. I'm not waiting. No sir.
No.
Speaking of Nintendo Force, I got the. I was just talking about this before the show. We're kind of done with Captain Toad at the end. Our end of the day thing. That game's structured super weird. Like, you beat the game, and then you beat it again, and then you beat it again. Like, it keeps going to like the ending, and then you get to do like a few more levels, but then it stops giving you endings. It's just like, here's a bunch more levels. Just whatever.
Just play them.
So, like, we got to this point where they were getting to the point where it was not fun for us to play them together anymore.
Yeah.
It was like the skill level difference, like Karen was just getting super frustrated. And so it just kind of stopped being fun. Still heartily recommend that game. It's outstanding. But we're kind of ready to move on to the next thing. So I just got the review for DC Superhero Girls for the Switch, which is interesting because Nintendo's publishing that game. Which is weird in and of itself.
Bonkers, yeah.
But it's also, like, nobody's got reviews for it. Apparently they didn't give out any review codes for this game, which is super concerning.
Yeah, I mean, has that ever gone well?
I don't think so, but, I mean, the game doesn't look bad. And I would hate for this to be something that was just like super oversight on review codes and is actually a really good game that nobody's going to buy because nobody reviewed it, so nobody knows if it's any good and whether or not they should take a chance on dropping $60 on it. Because it is a full-priced, retail release. So I just got it today, so I'm hoping I have like a week to blast through it and write something about it. So I'm going to get on that, and I hope it's good. I'd hate to see this suck because it looks neat.
That's just such a big ask.
Yeah,
like $60 on DC Superhero Girls. Like, I'm not saying like this isn't the new Mario Kart, right? Like, sure, you don't need a review code for that. You're gonna buy it. That's easy. But DC Superhero Girls at 60, but like, that's a big ask, man. It's a big fucking ask. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Especially when you've got all the Lego Marvel and even Lego DC games out there for, less money.
Yeah.
It could be good. It could be fine, but it's a big ask, I think. I hope the game is worth $60. I don't know. I have it's a very confusing thing, right? They haven't advertised the heck out of it.
No.
They announced it during a Nintendo Direct. They never said who the developer was or anything like that. It's just been kind of this weird mystery. And here it is. Now it's like you turn on your Switch and it's there in the news. It's right there up front on the eShop of recommended games. But it's, I don't know, it's a $60 retail release that's very much geared toward girls. But there's no press around it.
Yeah.
It seems like if they had really put their muscle behind it, this could be a very cool thing to be out there. But I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna play it with the most open of open minds, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have Ellie play it. I'm gonna have John play it. I'm gonna have Karen play it. We're all gonna spend some time taking turns with it because it's not multiplayer, which kind of sucks.
That also seems like a bonkers decision.
Yeah, I really don't have a good feel for what exactly this game is. So, but it looks cool, so we'll find out.
I don't know if they have a good feel for what the game is, and that is not a good sign. I hope, like you said, I also hope it's great. There should be more. Cool. There should be more games that are just for girls. There should be more games starring female characters in badass roles that are not overly sexualized. Like, all of those things are true.
So it's developed by Toy Box,
and they're not awful, right?
I don't know that I would say that. Let's see. We've got Deadly Premonition 2, Deadly Premonition the Director's Cut, and then nothing else I've ever heard of. Hometown Story?
I don't know that one.
Little Dragon's Cafe? Birthdays?
All right, I know that one. That one, Little Dragon's Cafe, I think reviewed relatively well. Penn has looked at it a few times.
Published by Axis. Oh, this looks adorable.
Yeah. She's looked at it a few times of like, oh, that looks cool, but it's never been cheap enough. Like, that's weird because that game has also been like, $30-$40, I think, at times when I've looked at it. 40 maybe sounds too much, maybe 30, but like, I don't see a $40 or a $30 game when I look at it. You know what I mean?
Huh. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I look forward to playing it and finding out more. The last thing I want to mention is something that I learned today.
Okay.
This was fun. All right, so tomorrow I'm recording a video on. Remember I talked about the Jag 2 SNES, that weird Jaguar adapter?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm recording a video on that tomorrow, doing an overview thing. And I wanted to make sure I had everything working today, right? So I started messing with all the things and hooking everything up just to make sure that all of my Atari Jaguar stuff is working the way it should.
Right.
I got this Atari Jaguar in, I'm going to say 1998. It was my friend's little brother's system, and he gave me the system and all his games because he just didn't want it anymore.
Sure.
Because, it was an Atari Jaguar. It was worthless back then. Now it's like
nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
And now that it's worth money, I mean, sure, but like, even though it's worth money now, it's not because anybody actually wants it.
There has become a very strange want for that system, which is bizarre. It does have a handful of good games, but I don't know. Anyway, so I've had this Jaguar for a long time, and I've had all the games that I have for it for a very long time, and I've played almost none of them.
Right.
I've never spent a lot of time with the platform. The most I've spent with it is playing the damn Bubsy game for Pain in the Ass-a-thon, which is awful. And I have a handful of games for it that I like, but I never really sat down and spent a ton of time with it. So when I went to hook this thing up today, I plugged in my copy of Tempest 2000, which everyone tells me is like the super awesome game, but I've never really gotten into Tempest. And I've turned on Tempest 2000 for my Jaguar, but never really played it for more than like a couple of seconds. I'm like, I should really play this sometime, and never got around to it. So I plug in Tempest 2000, and I start playing the game, and I notice all right, this is weird, because there's no sound effects. There's music, but there's no sound effects. That doesn't seem right. So I turned off the game, I threw Bubsy in there, and everything was fine. It was like, okay, music and sound effects. Okay. Is it just that this game doesn't have sound effects? That doesn't seem right. But, I don't know much about Tempest 2000. So I go and look it up online. I find a gameplay video, and no, there's totally sound effects. So what the heck? Maybe there's something wrong with the connection that I'm doing that's just not playing the sound right. So I try another game, Raiden, which is a game that my friend Jed, who gave me the system, it was his favorite game on the system. It's a Raiden, like a top-down shooter, Raiden, like Raiden Tread or whatever.
Yeah.
So I played that for a few minutes, and it's exactly like I remember it, except it struck me as a little bit odd. Like, it's really weird that this game doesn't have any music. And I was like,
wait a second.
So I looked it up online. It's like, no, this game should have music. That's weird. So Tempest had music and no sound effects. Raiden has sound effects but no music.
So you got to play them together.
I got to play them together. I got to get a second Jaguar. I play one in each here.
That seems to make the most sense to me.
So here's what I learned. I start poking around on the internet like, why isn't this doing sound? And somebody said, oh, you just got to go into the weird secret sound menu thing. It's like, what?
Naturally.
Apparently, most games for the Jaguar, if you start up a game, pause it, then press A, B, and C at the same time, you bring up a menu that'll allow you to change the sound effects and music volumes.
Okay.
I never knew this. And so I went to Tempest 2000 and I tried it. I paused it and looked, sure as shit, it opened up a menu. I was like, sound effects were turned all the way down. And have been since at least 1998 when they gave me the system. Because I didn't do it, but that setting was saved. Like,
wow.
Okay. So that was neat. And then I went over to Raiden. Sure as shit, paused it, A, B, and C. Music volume turned all the way down.
Wow.
Okay, so turned it all the way back up. I was like, oh, this game does have music. Because I've actually played that game a bunch before. Because Jed would be like, oh, you gotta play this game. It's pretty good. And it was pretty good. I always just thought it was weird that it didn't have music. That's just the Jaguar. So now I gotta wonder, like, because the other game I played a bunch on the Jaguar was Doom, but I never played it too much because it didn't have any freaking music. I wonder if it has music in that.
What a weird ass thing.
What a strange thing. Like, apparently, Jed's brother who had this went through the games and just started messing with the volumes, I guess. I don't know. And like, I have the instruction manuals, but I've never like read through them. I don't pore over the instruction manuals for these games. Because the other game that I actually do like, that I have spent I'm not going to say a decent amount of time with, a fairly decent, I've spent like an hour or so playing this game over the years, was Flip Out, which is a really cool puzzle game. And
is it? I will take your word for it.
It's super weird. And it has been years since I played it. And I loaded it up today because it's one of the games I want to, use in the video to play. And it's like, you have these tiles on the ground and these weird, like, ugly ass CG alien critters all over the place. But the point is, you have to like launch the tile up in the air. Like, it's a constant juggling act, and you have to like make the tiles land in a certain pattern. And that's how you solve the puzzle and move on to the next stage. It's a weird little game, but I like it.
Huh.
So anyway, that's a thing that I learned today. If you have a Jaguar and you have like a secondhand game and there's no music or sound effects, start playing the game. You can't just do it from a menu or anything. You have to start playing the game, pause it, press A, B, and C, and it should bring you to a separate sound menu.
Now, would that only... I mean, surely the settings are only saved on your system.
It's on the cartridges, probably.
Would it be on the carts?
Well, it's like it's Super Nintendo, right? The Jaguar doesn't have internal memory.
No?
I don't think so. I can't imagine. It's like a Super Nintendo, right? It's got to be on the carts.
Yes. I mean, I know fuck all about the Jaguar, so
yeah, it's just an old cartridge-based system. So it's I can't imagine it has much in the way of internal memory like that. It's got to be just on the carts themselves and like a battery backup, which I don't know.
Man, that sounds bananas.
It's a weird ass system, man.
Yeah, that's fucking weird, dude.
But anyway, I hooked it up to my HD TV, turned it on, got the Jaguar
great.
Pro, Bang.
Bang.
Even the startup song on the Jaguar is off key. What is up with that? It's always bothered me. Anyway, that's all I have. There's your PSA for the day. The Jaguar has a weird hidden music volume. Blew my freaking mind.
That's fucking nutty, man.
Why is this a thing?
Yeah, it's a weird choice. It's a weird choice, Atari.
Absolutely bizarre. All right. Well, we have a lot to talk about. I'm excited, Syphil.
I'm super excited.
We're going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back for the first time in over a year, we're going to do our stupid E3 predictions.
Oh, these are going to be the most accurate. We've had 2 years to come up with these, Chris.
That's right.
And not just 20 minutes before the show. These have been well thought out.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Years in development.
I spent a long time.
Literal minutes,
maybe up to 60.
I mean,
I probably not, but I spent time and focus. This was anyway. E3 predictions are coming up after this commercial break. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from geekade.com. Stick around. And now, here's a quick look at some of the other original content available now from our partners and geekade.com.
First up, Chris, on an all-new episode of this week's episode, the gang talks about The Nevers, the latest Joss Whedon joint, and dive deep into the concept of separating the art from the fuckface that is Mr. Whedon and his reputation. The Nevers being, it's kind of cool. But as interesting as all that is, it has nothing on Ron Swanson imbued with Colossus's mutant powers, armed with Aragorn's sword Anduril. I don't know, I'm not a nerd. And wearing a sexy crop top. Learn all about it in this week's episode 232, Ron Swolossus.
Yes.
I'm so excited about it.
You should be. It's a beautiful picture.
Delicious.
Next, my latest absurd video game mashup has arrived. Long before Retrobit announced Mega Man The Wily Wars was finally getting an official physical release here in the United States. Excuse me.
Yeah, that was good. No, that was very professional.
Excuse me. I started working on combining the music tracks from that game's version of the original Mega Man with the actual tunes from the NES original Mega Man. If you grew up playing Mega Man on NES, you can probably imagine just how weird those songs sound coming out of a Sega Genesis, and mashing them together sounds even weirder. But like all these things, it's an interesting musical experiment that if you're a loon like me, should be worth your time. Head over to the Waveback Overplay YouTube channel and give a listen to Mega Man Overplay, available now.
I don't think you said Mega Man enough in that read, Chris.
Mega Man!
Mega Man!
To the fighting robot.
Mega Man! Finally, did you know that there's a brand fucking new Super Mario Golden Book, Chris?
I did, Dan, I did!
It's crazy!
It's fucking awesome!
It's so fucking ridiculous. You can finally you can read an officially licensed Super Mario bedtime story to your little fucking monsters right now. Did you also know that...
You bastard, you skipped over my pets and children line.
I'm sorry. You could read it to your pets. I mean, I said monsters. I don't know, I changed it as we go along, Chris. I don't read them before... I'm sorry. You want me to go back and do it again?
No.
Okay, no, it's over.
I like what you're doing.
Thank you.
Doing. I was just really proud of reading it to your pets and children.
I mean, you have pets now. You're welcome.
It's funny, Dan. It's funny. Laugh, clown, laugh!
Did you also know that this isn't the first time that this has happened? Back in the magical year of 1989, Nintendo licensed another little golden book called Super Mario Bros. Trapped in the Perilous Pit. It's very similar to the pit from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, almost identical.
It's a very weird book. It's completely insane, but it's got personality to spare. So how does this new Super Mario book stack up? Pretty well. It's, almost square. You can stack it. Only Kris is brave enough to bring you the head-to-head comparison you deserve. Check out Stone Age Gaming Super Mario Little Golden Book Throwdown on the Stone Age Gamer YouTube channel. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and send nudes. Wait, no, that's not. That was just for me. Sorry.
Send them to Dan, P.O. Box.
Wait, I have a P.O. Box? Awesome.
Yeah, it's P.O. Box 122 and an eighth.
I've only Great. 122 and an eighth.
Another thing I learned today, that video posted this morning and somebody commented on it, and I never knew this. I guess I should have assumed, because we talked about it a little bit, where it's like, it doesn't have the gold thing on the side.
Yeah,
right?
the delicious snack there on the side.
Right, the delicious gold foil.
Yeah.
Well, it was one that came with an audio cassette. I didn't know that.
Shit.
So somebody posted a picture of the audio cassette and sent me a link to a YouTube link to where somebody uploaded the audio from the freaking cassette, and it was voiced by Captain Lou and Danny Wells.
What? That's nuts.
It's super nuts because it's not actually based on the Mario Brothers Super Show. It's like half based on it, but also not. Like the artwork doesn't match the show at all. It's super weird.
That is banana sandwich.
And apparently, the book itself, actually not all that uncommon. You can get it for like $15-20 or something if you really look for it. But the cassette is like super impossible to find.
Huh.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, for all this great content and more from us and our partners, be sure to keep your eyes on geekade.com. .com. Hey, we're back.
Those were some great commercials.
They were the best.
Ooh.
The best of times, the worst of times. Hey, I started watching that Sweet Tooth show. It's pretty good.
Is it? I never read the book.
I never read the book either because I hated the artwork.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing for me with comic books. If I don't like the look of it, then I'm not gonna go out of my way to read it. But everyone told me for years, no, this book's really good. And I'm like, I don't like the name. I don't like the art. I'm out. I'm sorry, you can tell me it's good all day long, but I have plenty of other stuff to read. But the show, I watched a trailer for it. It's like, well, now removed from the art from the comic book, and I don't mean any offense to it, it's not my style. I understand that people enjoy that artwork because the book's been going for a long time, or it went for a long time. I don't know if it's over yet. Whatever. I thought the show looked pretty cool, so we started watching it, and it's really freaking good.
That's good.
Sweet Tooth on Netflix.
Yeah. I feel the same way about Frank Quietly. People tell me that like his artwork is great and they can get fucked. Evan and I discussed it on the long-running Paper Cuts podcast reboot, where we talked about All-Star Superman, and
oh yeah, I'm kind of with you on this.
He's the worst.
I don't hate it
terrible.
as much as you do, but. Yeah, that was another reason I didn't read All-Star Superman. All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman.
I didn't read it because I
wasn't
wasn't crazy about the artwork, so I didn't read it.
I'm shallow and superficial, Kris. It's a fantasy world, and I want everyone to be pretty. Men, women, trees. I don't give a shit. It just needs to look good.
I want to have relations with all things on the page.
Yes, I do. I want to be omnisexual in that moment when I'm reading comic books.
It's a strange relationship to comics, Dan, and I appreciate it.
I have a strange relationship to it. And the older I get, the worse it gets, Kris. It's very strange. This is a podcast for another podcast. I'm getting into some weird shit. Do a little Stone Age Gamer After Dark. All right, so tell me what you're into, and let's fucking judge all that. You know? Ew, you like that? Gross.
Anyway, so E3 is happening. E3's back, sort of.
Yeah, it's back at Jace.
It's back at Jace. So, yeah, it's all digital, and there's like a bunch of stuff happening around it. Like last year, some things popped up since E3 wasn't there.
Yeah,
and now they're back too. So we've got a bit of an extravaganza. So I'm going to go down the schedule, and piece by piece, we're going to discuss what we think is going to happen during these things. Now, some of the actual times have not been announced yet, which I find hilarious.
Yeah, like, you trying to keep this shit a secret? You don't want me to watch?
Yeah, so, like, the E3 Twitter account was being, like, ridiculously honest. Like, someone was like, why aren't you releasing the times? So, like, it's not up to us. It's up to the individual, the companies to announce their times. And, like, what? But why? That doesn't make any sense.
Are you guys doing this like when I have to do my taxes? Like, but you're just not going to tell me? That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's not cool. But then somebody that wrote the ultimate comment on there is like, why don't you just leak it? Why don't you just leak it in an Excel document?
Oh, snap.
There, got it. All right, so let's see. We're recording this on June 7th. So you have, let's see, this is going to go up on June 11th. So there will already be some stuff happening E3 adjacent before then. So we're going to start on June 10th. On June 10th at 2 p.m. is Summer Game Fest.
Which is where Sony will be apparently announcing shit.
Yeah, I was unable to find it. This is like Jeff Keighley's thing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know Sony was going to be too involved in this.
Yeah, Sony is a partner for this. They are not at E3 proper.
Yeah, so I thought that they were just going to do something else entirely. I didn't realize this was kind of sort of the Sony thing. Okay. Oh, and look, and now we've got some, there's a little bit more scheduling. June 11th is Geeked Week on Netflix. Coke Primetime. Yeah, whatever. Oh, and then we've got, then they're diving into some E3 related stuff. Okay, well, so Summer Game Fest, the only thing I wrote down was I expect a handful of AAA announcements that I don't care about, and one small announcement like that Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge game to absolutely knock my socks off. That is my prediction for this event.
I went into my Sony announcements here, knowing that this is where they were going to announce some dumb shit. So here's my Sony predictions that are absolutely 100% from the future going to happen.
Okay, I love it.
Okay. There is going to be a big focus on VR. We're going to get a look at possibly the new headset. They've already shown off the new fucking handheld things that look really cool, and they look much more functional than the...
They're not still using the PlayStation Move, are they?
No, it's not the Move anymore. It's much more similar to what the Oculus has, and like haptic feedback and all that. They look really cool and much more immersive. I'm very excited about those. I believe we are going to see the revival of some classic franchises with the success of the Crash Bandicoot reboot. And Medieval did very well for itself, and a bunch of considering what I think Microsoft is going to do as well. I think Sony's going to be like, we got a new Siphon Filter, we got a new Legend of Dragoon, we got a new fucking Jet Moto, we got a new Twisted Metal, we got a new Resistance, a new Sly, a new fucking SOCOM, and a new Jak and Daxter. All that shit's coming. Fucking open up. That's what we're doing. Out of all of those,
is it going to be PlayStation 5 exclusive?
Yeah, 100%, all of it.
So unlike God of War and Horizon, they're not going to be on PS4 as well.
Oh no, they'll be on PS4. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
I didn't know what you were getting out there. I do out of all those, I do honestly think because the next Horizon is slated to ship later this year, Forbidden West. We're going to get the announcement that Guerrilla is doing the next SOCOM, which is going to be a big smelly deal. And I do think Jak and Daxter seems much more likely. I also think if Sony Bend doesn't do Days Gone 2, they can go to Siphon Filter, which would be really, really awesome.
Days Goner.
Days more goner. I think we will finally get the official announcement. It's a twofold announcement. They're going to finally come out and say, you remember that PT shit? That was fucking dope, right? We're going to do that Silent Hill game. That's finally going to come out. Oh, and we've purchased Konami. That's our shit now. So we own all that. And then I think because Sony, they fly too close to the fucking sun, Icarus, they're going to be like, nope, new handheld. Here it is. And it's going to be a disaster. But I think their hubris will get the best of them. And they will be like the PSP, whatever the fuck they're going to call it. Hopefully not the Vita 2. That's not a good, yeah, no.
The PS3-da.
The PS3-da. Or the PSP-da. I would be into that, too. It's like a fucking clamshell design, the PSP-da.
You have to side talk like the taco phone.
Tell me that doesn't sound possible.
It does.
Sony's out there like hyping that shit up, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's fucking mini discs. It's mini discs again. Why do you assholes keep doing this?"
Oh my god! Yeah,
it's 100% all of that is happening.
Any company purchasing Konami outright brings me so much fear and sadness. I don't want that to happen at all.
I just want them to make games. So I don't know if they're going to purchase them outright, but I do think at some point there'll be some sort of like, we didn't purchase Konami, but we licensed all of their titles or some shit.
If somebody can license titles and make them like that, I'm okay with that. So if you know, Xbox wants to be like, all right, we're making a new Silent Hill game, and you know it's exclusive to our system, and Konami's just like, yeah, sure, you pay us enough money and you can do it, but I don't think they're ever going to get rid of their licenses. I think that's their thing. Like they'll sell them out so that people can give them money for them, but I think they'll hoard them like dragons for the rest of their lives. At least I hope
don't know,
so,
man.
Because I don't ever want to see Castlevania be exclusive to a system. Like,
no, I don't either.
I don't want to have to buy a PlayStation 5 to play the next Castlevania game. I don't ever want that to be the case.
I really do honestly feel like Sony will announce some sort of acquisition just to kind of counter what Microsoft is going to do. I don't know if it'll be announced right away, but I would have to imagine that they're working on something.
I mean, I don't know that they are. I mean, I think Sony is still pretty confident that they've got this in the bag. Which is weird because I feel like there's been a lot more like the only word I hear about PlayStation 5 generally is I can't get one. And the word I hear about Xbox Series, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is this is surprisingly good. I really like this platform.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't have like the big exclusives that Sony has. So I don't know. I don't have a very good grasp on what's happening in the mainstream AAA space right now, which is a little weird to be that far from the pulse, but I feel like PlayStation is in this position right now where they are in full PlayStation 3 hubris mode as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I really a new handheld is coming.
I mean, I can't say you're 100% wrong, but
no.
I don't know. I don't see them launching another platform. I see them doing something like, we're going to release this thing that turns your phone into a PlayStation exclusive handheld.
Oh, yeah, maybe something like that. They're going to do something fucking weird.
They're going to do something fucking weird. Yeah, I didn't really come up with any PlayStation predictions because I didn't know they were involved in Summer Game Fest like that.
Yeah.
And I still don't see anything like, I see they're an official partner, but I don't see anything about like, they're going to give a presentation. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. I would say we're probably going to see more on Ratchet and Clank. That's my big guess. I don't see them dropping any huge bombs during this Summer Game Fest thing, but then again,
only bombs.
No,
all they're going to drop.
I'll take the opposite end. I'm going to say Sony is going to be somewhat timid with their announcements because they can't get enough systems out there into the world.
That makes sense. Which is why Sony won't do it.
Which is why it's not going to happen.
That makes perfect sense. Which is why they're going to be like, fuck you. Here's what we're doing.
PlayStation
Propriety
6
memory
comes
cards.
out next year.
God, it wouldn't surprise me even a little bit.
PlayStation 6, backwards compatible with all your Vita games and nothing else. Uses mini discs. PSP compatible. There it is.
Oh,
the best way
boy.
to play Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max.
Gross. Gross, but probable.
All right, so that wraps up June 10th. Summer Games Fest is June 10th. June 11th is the IGN Expo, which all times are listed Eastern, by the way, because that's where we are. So that starts at 4 p.m. And again, I don't know what to expect out of this. Apparently, there will be some announcements, though I couldn't even begin to guess what they're going to be. So my notes say same as Summer Game Fest. It's going to be a bunch of AAA stuff I don't care about, and probably one or two indie things that I do.
Yeah, I can't imagine the IGN Fest getting a big reveal.
You know what?
That doesn't sound right.
Here's my guess. Image and Form is going to announce the next SteamWorld game through them because they have a good relationship with IGN. So
I'd be into that.
I think that's my guess. There's my prediction.
I really like those SteamWorld games. That is also my prediction. Wow.
Nice.
That's crazy.
We both came up with that.
That's so nuts. We're so locked in, man. It's great.
Yeah, so I don't know what else to expect from it. Should be fun to watch. I guess. I don't know. This is weird because I'm going to be here for it. Like, I'm going to be more or less available to watch most of this stuff, which has not been the case, like, ever.
And you're going to watch it. Like, you're going to watch all of it.
Probably not. I'm probably going to, like, have a lot of it on in the background, but, you know, we'll see.
How dare you?
You know. I have to play DC Superhero Girls.
Oh, of course. My bad.
All right, June 12th. This is when E3 officially starts. A little bit before, I think when they're still doing pre-show stuff, at 1 p.m., there's airing something called the Wholesome Direct, which I was unfamiliar with before. Apparently, it's some sort of indie showcase for, like, family-friendly games. Which
it sounds terrible.
It does, but this was apparently last year they did this, and this is where we got like big looks at stuff like Spiritfarer and Skatebird. So I really don't know what to again.
That
this
doesn't
is a tough
sound
one.
right.
This is a tough one to predict. It's indie games, so it could be anything. I don't love the name Wholesome Direct. Makes me feel a little uneasy. But
yeah, ew, gross.
But I don't know. This one I'm interested to check out. I don't know how long it's going to be. It's at 1 p.m. What do you think, Dan? What do you think is going to be revealed at the Wholesome Direct?
More fucking cooking, mama? I don't know.
Just a big
it's been
glass
a while,
of
right?
milk.
Milk drinking simulator.
Got Milk, the game.
God damn it.
I don't know why. I think wholesome. I think of milk. I don't know.
No, it's just, God. I gotta be honest. This is, I'm at the point now, and it is because of what has happened politically in this country over the last 4.5-5 years, that when I hear things like wholesome, I think racist. So I'm imagining there's going to be like a clan game and a fucking something about pickup trucks, and it's going to be terrible. And that's just some personal shit. Like, I can't disassociate that word away from, like, you know, a return to wholesome family values. Oh, like when we could pinch women on the ass and they couldn't say anything about it. Like, that's what I hear. So this isn't for me.
We shall see. I have absolutely no idea what to expect out of this.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to our first big major one, 3 p.m. Ubisoft.
Oh, man.
I'll go first.
I don't even know what to expect out of them anymore. What do you got?
They're going to announce Beyond Good and Evil 3 and simply pretend that they already released 2 and we all loved it. They are going to publicly lie to all of us and just say that with the extraordinary success of Beyond Good and Evil 2 from 3 years ago, you all loved it, we all loved it. Here's Beyond Good and Evil 3.
Wow. I mean, they're just going to gaslight the shit out of us. They are a company known for gaslighting, so
They are.
That seems likely.
I'm going to say that Prince of Persia will be back. It will look slightly less shitty, but not enough to make it exciting.
No, definitely
Which is a bummer. I want a really good-looking Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, but that's not what they showed us, and and we haven't seen it in a little while, as far as I know. So I think it's gone back to the drawing board, and I suspect it's not going to come back looking amazing. It's just the pessimist in me. What can I say? They're going to address the whole workplace shittiness issue that they've been having in the weakest, most mealy-mouthed way possible.
They're going to blame it on COVID. Due to the ongoing pandemic, we were really shitty to some of our employees.
We have covered up lots of sexual harassment claims over the years because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
There's going to be a surprise remake of the GameCube hit Tom Clancy's The Sum of All Fears. And Mario plus Rabbids 2.
The only thing I thought for Ubisoft, just knowing them as the company that they are, is that this is going to be the year that they unveil the next Splinter Cell game, and it is going to be really, really fucking tone deaf, and it's going to miss the mark on a lot of shit and be super offensive.
I could definitely see that coming. A lot of people want there to be a new Splinter Cell game that has Sam Fisher in it. Apparently they did something recently with Splinter Cell, but it didn't have Sam Fisher in it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really follow Splinter Cell. I've never really got into that game, but
it's going to be like Splinter Cell, like Sam Fisher draped in the American flag, like beating down immigrants, like that really sounds about where Ubisoft is right now. And then they're going to get backlash and be like, due to the coronavirus pandemic, we had no idea we were fucking assholes.
They're going to get up there and be like, there's nothing political about this game. It's just a video game. There's no politics.
Just a video game.
Yeah. Not intended to be political.
Just going to be fucking Sam Fisher wearing a MAGA hat. I'm going to be like, what?
Oh, God.
What the hell happened? You guys are late, first of all. Second of all. Jesus.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. Right. Doesn't that seem more likely than anything else from them?
It kind of does, yeah.
Right? Like, that seems imminently possible.
It would not surprise me, no.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so there's two other major events happening on the 12th. Neither one has a time announced yet. First is Gearbox. The fuck does Gearbox make?
That's Borderlands.
Oh, okay. Then, I don't know, Borderlands Adventure Racing.
I don't know. They'll probably... I think we're going to get Borderlands the movie, the game. That's going to be really fun.
Nice.
I'm into that. I'm into that idea. I don't know, maybe like some sort of fucking Fortnite-style Borderlands game. I don't know. I've never played Borderlands.
Fortnite. Yay.
Fortnite, yeah. And a crossover with Forza.
We're out of Bort license plates.
Like it'll be all the fucking cars and then that little claptrap dude. He'll be racing around, but like really highly detailed. Now that I say that out loud, that's kind of dope, actually. I'd be into that.
I like that. All right.
Yeah, I got nothing for Gearbox.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know. Maybe a new IP. They've been doing Borderlands for so long.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Seeing a nice
I don't know, maybe they can fix
thing.
that. Didn't they fuck up that Alien game?
Was that them? Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know, man. I got nothing. I really had nothing on this one.
Yeah, Aliens, Colonial Marines. That was
them.
Marines, that was them.
Yeah. I heard that was pretty bad.
didn't they do like, fuck, what's the new one? All right, I gotta look it up. Hold on, because this might actually change our thing.
Battleborn, Brothers in Arms, Alien Colonial Marines, Duke Nukem Forever,
Guns, Love, and Tentacles. I mean, that sounds like some shit I'd be into. Yeah, I got nothing.
Yes,
I got nothing.
I'm so not in tune with this company. Apparently, they're Brothers in Arms franchise all over the freaking map. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. New Duke Nukem. They're gonna fucking trot that dead horse out again and beat it some more.
Apparently, they published the Half-Life games too. Wouldn't that be something, huh?
Half Portal 3.
Half Portal 3. Make it happen.
Done.
Let's see. The other one, this one I'm super excited about, but I really don't know what to say about it, is Devolver Digital.
God, who the fuck knows?
Right? I predict unbridled insanity, and I cannot wait. My only hope is to see a follow-up to Katana Zero. I think it's been long enough, and I really want to know where that game's going next.
Yeah, that seems likely. They're probably a new Gungeon thing. Right, they did Enter the Gungeon, and then...
Exit the Gungeon wasn't that long ago, I don't think, but...
No, but still...
It's hard to predict with them because they don't do a lot of, like, here's our brands and here are the sequels we're going to trot out. It's usually, like, a lot of new stuff with them.
Yeah, they just do weird shit.
Yeah. And
I have no idea what to expect. Don't they do that? They do a card game? Aren't they doing Rain or something like that?
There's a minute racing game? What? What? When did this happen? Minute Fun Racer. Oh my god, this looks amazing. I loved Minute.
These
did you
guys
play
are
Minute?
fucking nuts. No.
Minute was so crazy good.
Oh, they did fucking Gato Roboto.
That game was great. There's a
Messenger.
Minute racing game. What the hell? Came out this year too. This is
I don't know,
new.
maybe you know what? I'm gonna say we're gonna get some Sea of Stars shit from them.
Oh, are they publishing Sea of Stars?
I don't know. But they did with fucking The Messenger.
They did.
So
I want to say that what's it? Sabotage Studio is publishing it themselves, but I could be wrong. Oh man, if we see Sea of Stars, that game looks incredible.
It really does.
That's one of my most anticipated games.
100%.
It looks so Chrono Trigger, and like in the way that nobody's done before. Like, yeah. I have not seen a game that evokes the feeling of Chrono Trigger as much as this since the original game. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, that's my prediction for them. And then just a bunch of weird shit that we're all going to be really excited about.
I can't wait to watch their silly ass video with blood and robots and who the hell knows what else. I'm just excited. I love their presentations. They're complete insanity. All right, that brings us to June 13th, 1 p.m. Microsoft.
Is that Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, June 13th.
Oh, boy.
Sunday, June 13th at 1 p.m. is Microsoft and Bethesda rolled up into one.
Yeah, this is going to be huge.
It's going to be huge, and it's hard to predict now because Microsoft and Bethesda being rolled into one presentation, right? Like,
well, and this is going to be the first press conference or the first trade show since Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big smelly deal.
Uh-huh. My prediction for this one, I had to keep it vague because I think that we're going to see more information on some existing projects like Elder Scrolls, but I suspect we'll also see some sort of major heartbreaking exclusive on Xbox and PC from Bethesda. We're going to see something that everybody was hoping was going to be on PS5 or whatever, and it's going to be, no, this is only on these platforms. There's also a 0% chance that they're going to announce a physical edition of Doom Eternal for Switch, which is all I care about.
I mean, what heartbreaking thing could they announce?
I don't know.
I mean, a new Fallout, would that break people's hearts?
Oh, for
People
sure.
hated the last one, though.
Yeah, but people love Fallout.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's hard to predict this one for me because I just don't like Bethesda games. They just never really clicked with me. So, but it's going to be big, and there's going to be some stuff that looks really awesome and is going to make people that like Bethesda games very, very happy. And I'm excited for them. Mm-hmm. I wrote down for Microsoft, I feel like they're going to come out and swing their dick around a little bit, and because they have the 24 first person or first party studios, I think we're going to get an update on every single one of what their studios is working on. Like, there's going to be 24 titles shown off.
That's a really smart. That's a smart move.
It would be really smart, right? PlayStation's got all this momentum right now, and Switch has all this momentum right now. And Microsoft, people like it, but the fervor isn't there the way it is around the other two.
No, you can feel it kind of bubbling. Like, you can feel this weird wind change thing happening.
Yeah.
But they've got to capitalize on it. If they're going to make that happen, they've got to do something. And
yeah, they've got to come whip it out on stage and be like, here's all 24 of our here's the next Forza, here's the next, here's new Gears shit, here's new Halo shit, here's like new Psychonauts details, and then whatever Double Fine is working on after that. Like, they've got to try to appeal to everybody, and I think they're going to. I also think that there's going to be a big announcement of like an indie exclusive that everybody's going to want and be like, oh man, that fucking sucks. We're going to have to wait 2 years until they realize they should publish it everywhere else. Like they did with Cuphead, or like 4 or 5 years, whatever. But there'll be something that'll be, that's
they've
not...
already learned that lesson. What was it? Ori and the Will of the Wisps was on Switch just a few months later.
Yeah, well, there's going to be something. Battletoads is coming to Switch. There's going to be some sort of like, smaller title that's going to go other places. And then the big thing I think Microsoft is going to do, the biggest thing, is they are going to announce some sort of expansion to Games Pass to really stick it to Sony. Because PlayStation Now sucks so hard in comparison to Games Pass. It's just not even comparable, and they're going to do something to further cement that, whether it's like a family sharing plan or bringing it to Switch or something big, though.
I wonder if they're going to buy another studio. Like,
that
how do you
surprise
follow up?
me either.
How do you follow up Bethesda? I mean, that's such
Capcom,
a huge...
I
don't see Capcom selling. I just
but
don't
like
see
it would have to be something on that level.
Maybe they buy Konami.
Oh,
It'd still be sad.
I'd be sad if they bought Capcom.
I would too. That'd be terrible.
I mean, I'm sure there are Xbox centric developers that make sense for a purchase for them. Like, Konami wouldn't make any sense.
But neither did Rare. They're still so out on, like, that Rare still makes no sense on that platform.
No, and I would argue that Double Fine doesn't either, but Bethesda sure as shit did. And
yeah, Bethesda did.
The company behind State of Decay, that's been pretty big for them.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of shit. So, like, I don't know, man. They bought Nintendo. It's gonna be weird.
They're in a weird position. That's kind of the like, I don't know that you would see it at a Rare, at a Microsoft event, but it would be interesting to see. Like, I'm shocked that Battletoads hasn't come to Switch yet.
It's weird,
after
right?
Ori and Cuphead did so well, Battletoads is like, that seems like the perfect fit for that platform. Like, because what we've learned is that the Switch is where that audience is. The Switch is where the audience for Rare games is.
And always will be. They're not going to Microsoft.
If they announce Banjo 3, it's going to be like, okay, but if they announce Banjo 3 for Xbox and PC, it'll be like, okay, If they announce Banjo 3 for Switch, it'll be like Megaton.
Yeah.
I won't care because I'm not a big Banjo fan, but that would be such a humongous announcement.
Yeah. But not on Xbox.
But not on Xbox, which is weird, but it is what it is. That's just where that audience is. All right. Microsoft, Bethesda, that's 1 p.m. Then at 3:15 p.m., we get Square Enix. Squeenix. I say that they are a Rad Racer sequel. Do it, you cowards.
Not a fucking chance.
Kingdom Hearts collection on Switch, because for fuck's sake, how are they turning down that money?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I am... Every day that game has not been announced has been baffling to me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird choice.
It's not like it's
a weird choice.
Maybe Kingdom Hearts 3 might be a little tough to do on the Switch. Just do the story so far then.
Yeah.
To give that stuff is all perfectly within the Switch's capabilities. No problem. How? It's not like Square isn't publishing shit for Nintendo. Like, their Final Fantasy stuff does gangbusters. That damn Kingdom Hearts music game did great on the Switch. Yeah. How the hell have they not cashed in on that yet? It mystifies me. They're going to do it. They've been working on it. They're ready to launch. Kingdom Hearts, whatever the hell, coming out on Switch. I also think it's time for a new. I think it's time for a new Tomb Raider. Right? It's been a couple of years.
That was on my list.
I think it's time.
Definitely the next gen Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, follow up to, like, there's been 2 so far, right?
3.
3? Oh my god, what were they? Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Fall of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, I forget what the third one was.
I forget what the third one of the Tomb Raider was?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought there hadn't been a third one yet. But yeah, I think it's about time.
Yeah, no, and they were all great. They were great.
Yeah, and I've been saying this
perfect,
for years.
But whatever.
I have been Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
And that was, when was Shadow of the Tomb Raider? When did you come
3
out?
years ago? Maybe 4 years ago?
They updated their friggin'... This still says copyright 2021. Why won't you tell me things? Shadow of the Tomb Raider. 2018.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, we're due for another one of those Tomb Raider games. And I've been saying this one for years. I predicted every year, and I'm predicting it again. It's time to reboot Legacy of Kain. Get to work.
Man, that'd be fucking dope.
You've got this property. Use it.
Nope. We are instead going to get Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. We're going to get information on the second part of that. I agree with the Tomb Raider thing. They are also going to announce a new Marvel thing. I don't know what it's going to be. The rumors are that there's going to be a big Guardians of the Galaxy thing, similar to their Avengers game. I don't know if it's going to be that, but I fully believe that there's going to be a decent amount of Marvel stuff announced. And then there'll be some weird remake of some like old RPG and be like, oh shit, I totally forgot about that. Awesome. I'm super excited. And then I won't play it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do much in the Dragon Quest department because we just had that. They might show us a little bit more on what Dragon Quest 12 is, but I kind of feel like that's not going to, I feel like they're just not, they just did that Dragon Quest presentation for the anniversary. I feel like they're not going to repeat that stuff, or maybe they will. Maybe they'll just reiterate all that stuff and there's your presentation. Who knows?
I mean, maybe, I don't know, some like romancing saga thing. That sounds like it's about time to come back and be like, oh shit, cool.
They just did a saga collection. Like they just did that, yeah.
Oh, maybe don't they do Thief? Isn't that one of theirs?
Oh goodness, do they own? Yeah, Eidos did Thief. There you go. That's a
Thief
good...
could be a new thing. Yeah. Like they could do just do a Chrono Trigger remake. You fucking cowards, do it.
Oh god. I want that. It scares me. It's just like a Super Metroid remake. That's something you got to handle right. And if they do it right, that would be something.
There's probably going to be a new Nier thing, Nier Automata or whatever.
It's been a little while
one
since we've seen that too.
Yeah, because Nier, there was just one a year ago, 2 years ago. But wasn't it a remaster? It was called like Replicant. I'm looking now. Yeah.
Yeah, beats me.
Nier Replicant. I don't know. Man, fucking.
Anyways,
yeah, new Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Break finally coming out.
There you go.
Exclusively on Nintendo DS. What? All right.
No, it's going to come out on the new the PS3.
That's right. Yeah, the PSP.
Exclusive to the PS3.
Called Chrono Pocket. The whole thing's made of bread. It's so weird.
It's going to be awesome. Controls like that I Am Bread game. Like, why did you fucking do any of this? Assholes. This isn't the game I wanted. Ugh.
Neither was Chrono Cross. Get used to it. Anyway, 7 p.m., we have something called the Future Games Show. This incorporates Sega, Private Division, Team 17, Xseed, and a few more, I think. Team 17 is going to show off something else Overcooked related, because that game's a gold mine and they will not stop.
Yeah. No, you got to keep doing it. They milked worms to death.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which is
might as well fucking milk Overcooked.
That's a really gross sentence. Xseed will announce some wacky JRPG that looks anime as fuck. And Sega will maybe show off some information on their unnamed Sonic project. I have no idea what to expect out of Sega, other than endless Yakuza and Sonic projects.
It is just as likely that they show off brand new Sonic shit as they show off a VR sequel to Seaman. Like, there is no telling.
Yeah, it's
true. There's
true.
No telling. And with those reports
Seaman
that came
VR.
out a couple of weeks... Oh, God. Right? With those reports that came out a couple of weeks ago about them, like, so hey, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio or whatever, we have all these franchises that people dig, Panzer Dragoon, I don't know, maybe we'll do something with it. It's probably too soon, but I don't know, man. I can't predict fucking Sega. They might announce new hardware. Right? Like, Dreamcast 2. Oh, you son of a bitch.
The Sega Dreamico.
God. The Dreamico vision.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Let's see. Then also on that day, on June 13th, we have to be announced times for the PC gaming show. Clearly, Dan and I have strong thoughts about that.
Very.
Do you have any predictions? I don't.
New King's Quest. New Police Quest. New Space Quest. New Leisure Suit Larry. It's the fucking year of Sierra Games.
I predict video games.
And a new Zork. A new Zork.
Yeah, there you go. Warner Brothers is also going to be that day, and I think that they're going to do another ill-advised attempt to revive Scribblenauts and whatever Rocksteady DC thing has been working on for ages that's been rumored forever will finally be
the fucking
revealed.
Superman game, maybe?
Sure, why not? Justice League, Flash.
They're going to announce a bunch of DC games that are going to get delayed.
The super, super gritty Mr. Miracle game. Who knows?
That everybody wants.
Yeah.
Just give me a Dr. Fate game. That's all I want.
That would be so cool.
Right? Give me a Dr. Fate game. Give me a fucking... give me, like, Harvest Moon, but, like, Swamp Things themed. Like, where I just have to, like, grow and maintain my swamp. I'm super into that idea.
That sounds great. I love that idea.
Right? It sounds awesome.
All right,
but have it based on the movie from the 80s, the Wes Craven flick.
I want a Toxic Crusader crossover, too.
With Kabuki Cop just hanging out in the background, like, what are you doing? It's weird. Fucking Troma Films are coming strong in 2021.
Okay, so that wraps up June 13th. June 14th, I have almost no times for this one. So first up, we have Take-Two Interactive will be doing some sort of presentation. My first prediction is much like the Kingdom Hearts franchise, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch, because how the hell are they turning down that much money?
Yeah.
That game was a friggin', what was it, 360 was when that came out?
I think so. I know that was
GTA 5
PS1, I think,
PS1.
and 64. I'm not sure. I think that one's on the Dreamcast. It'll
Grand
be on
Theft Auto
Dreamcast
5
too.
Was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, was where Grand Theft Auto 5 launched.
That's crazy.
Again, the Switch would have no problem handling this game. That is a freaking... They put L.A. Noire on the Switch.
Yeah,
I'm not saying L.A.
dope.
Noire is a bad game, but I'm saying that if you're going to put a game on the Switch, why not put the most successful video game of all time on there? It is an entire audience that they have not... that has not had a GTA game. Like, it is all... the few people on this planet... no question. GTA 5 still sells on the platforms it's currently on. And like a portable GTA 5? Come on.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't buy it, but it's not for me.
But we wouldn't buy it anyway. Like,
yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is such a big freaking name that game is not on Switch is insane to me.
Yeah, that's weird.
GTA 6 will be announced, but no details whatsoever except platform, which will be a timed exclusive for the Xbox Series.
Oh, you think?
Just like, what was it, GTA 4 when what's his name had the tattoo on his arm with the release date on it?
Yeah.
I think Microsoft may have thrown a whole bunch of money at him for a timed exclusivity on GTA 6.
That'd be nuts.
Then we're going to get the next round of 2K Sports abominations. And
I mean, the 2K basketball is good, but...
True, yeah, everyone seems to like that. I'm thinking more like the wrestling games that keep coming out just absolutely broken.
Can they please just put out a good wrestling game? I mean, I don't even care anymore because I have faith in AEW's video game at some point being a fun wrestling game, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for Take Two. What about you?
Do they need to do anything else other than Grand Theft Auto 6?
I don't think so.
They could have literally the shortest press conference ever. They could just come out, show off a logo, 2022, 2023, 2028. It wouldn't fucking matter. And it would be like, game of the show, Grand Theft Auto 6. What's your predictions? You guys are fucking excited, right? Like, it's just... could not care any less.
Okay. Also on June 14th will be some sort of presentation from Capcom. This is another hard one to predict because they've already had so much of a year, right?
Yeah.
They've already nailed it with Resident Evil and Monster Hunter. Like,
and who saw Resident Evil like being at the forefront of the fucking industry again?
I mean, after Resident Evil 7, it doesn't surprise me all that much, but like the fact that they didn't shoot themselves in the foot like they did with Resident Evil 5 and 6, following up Resident Evil 4, like, yeah, man, that's great for them, but what else do they have? Where do they go from here? Like, they announced the localization of the Great Ace Attorney. That's wonderful, but that's hardly E3 material. True. I mean, I got a hope for, because I think it's time for Mega Man 12 or X9. Mega Man 11 was a couple of years ago at this point, and it did very well. So I would be surprised if they're not working on another Mega Man game. So
that would be awesome.
That'd be pretty neat. Maybe reviving the X brand with X9 could be cool. But that's really all I got. I don't know what else Capcom has for this year. Like, they've already shot their pretty big guns.
Devil May Cry?
Yeah, I guess that could be something.
It's about time for some new Devil May Cry, right? Devil May Cry 5 like sold very well and was, next gen like day one on PlayStation 5 and Xbox and whatever. I think it was on Xbox too. Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I'd very much like to see them bring back Beautiful Joe.
Oh god, I mean it's just not going to happen, right?
Yeah, probably not.
It should. At like that game, I mean, you put that out as like a $20 fucking title. I don't know. Capcom's
honestly, just remaster that first one. I don't even need a sequel at this point. I just want a nice, because that game released before HD was a thing. So
yeah,
I'd just like to really play that game in high definition, because it would, even on its own, it would just be gorgeous, because it's such a great comic book art style.
They've just got such a weird portfolio of titles,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like there's just so much they could do. Right? Give me a new Chaos Legion. I'm the only one who cares, but give me a new Chaos Legion, or like some new Bionic Commando, like something. You know, tap some of your old franchises.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Legendary Wings and shit. Was that Capcom?
Yeah, yeah, that was Capcom.
Yeah. Man,
Forgotten Worlds, yeah.
Yeah, some Forgotten Worlds. There's so much that they could do, and it'll probably just be some new IPs.
And that's fine. Yeah,
yeah.
Drop some new shit on us. I don't care. I just don't know what they've got in the tank.
Yeah, I think it's time for a new Devil May Cry thing.
Here's the big question. Also TBA on time, but sometime on June 14th, there's going to be a few minutes of Intellivision coverage. Intellivision has got, I think he said somewhere that's like a 10-minute presentation, maybe, of prime E3 real estate. I think it's going to be wall-to-wall cornhole footage. All the officially licensed cornhole action you can handle. I don't know, it might be a good time to show off Earthworm Jim. If I had to venture a guess, it's going to be more of Tommy just getting up there and saying the stuff he's been saying. Like, it's going to be a lot of concept talk and not a lot of actual product. That's my guess. But because, yeah, I got to look at this from his perspective. What does he want to put out there at E3 about the Intellivision? Like, does he have any games that are going to be like, oh, wow, that's a cool thing that I've got to check out the Intellivision Amico for? Like, is Earthworm Jim that? Are we finally going to see some gameplay of Earthworm Jim? I don't know. I don't know how far along that game is. I don't know how far along any of their games are.
The only coverage that I imagine the Intellivision would want from E3 is being the absolute antithesis of everything else that is happening at E3.
Mm.
Like, you have just watched 3 days of tits and blood and anime bullshit and just gratuitous violence, and we should have been at the motherfucking Wholesome Conference, or Wholesome Direct, whatever it was called. Come on, Christian moms, buy our shit for your Bible camp. Like, that is, I think, the coverage that they're gonna go for. And good for whatever. It makes me angrier and angrier as time goes on that he is just trying to steal money from people at this point, it feels like.
I'm at a loss. I don't know what to expect from it. It's going to be interesting. That's one I'm definitely going to watch because I just got to see what happens.
It's delayed again, but to make it more powerful.
Boy, that would be something. That would be something. If they delay this console again, that would be something else.
Due to the ongoing pandemic.
Which is already what they blamed the last delay on. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That'd be something.
Yeah. Due to the new strains of the ongoing pandemic.
All right, we got one more thing on June 14th. That's at 4 p.m., the one thing I have time for. And it's limited run games.
Man, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. They've been doing E3-related presentations for a little while, and this year, they just keep getting bigger. They got that freaking Castlevania collection, man. Like,
yeah,
they've been working with some big stuff. Again, this is a hard one to predict. I'm trying to think of, like, what other digital-only things would be crazy awesome to announce here. This is a big if, but they have a really good relationship with Doom and the Switch. So I'm thinking, if there's ever going to be a time for Doom Eternal to be announced physically for Switch, this might be it.
That's it. That's the time.
But like, what else digital only stuff would be so cool to see limited run hit? Because I know there's been some other digital only games recently, but a lot of time that stuff's been, announced with, like, a limited run release, like the Scott Pilgrim game that just came out was like, a limited run was right there on top of it. Messengers, I think, has already had physical release.
Has it had physical?
Yeah. Messenger, Celeste.
Yeah, Celeste did. I mean, damn, I don't even know.
Has
That
there
is
been a
so not my
physical
world.
Cuphead yet?
Maybe. That is just not a world that I know at all. That is not a corner of video games that I fucking traffic in.
Okay, yeah, Cuphead did get a physical release. They announced they would release a physical alongside the DLC, and oh wow, that was over a year ago. Maybe we'll get some sort of news on that.
Maybe. All right, here's my hope. This is where we get announcements about Silksong.
Ooh. See, that's one of my predictions for Nintendo's presentation, but that would be pretty dope too.
That would be nice, right? That actually sounded good when you said dope there. That sounded
I almost
natural.
pulled that off. Wow.
No, you totally pulled that off.
I did? I pulled
that
it off?
No, that was
good.
Because
it was an accident. I didn't think about it
yeah,
at all.
no, that's... I'm rubbing off on you. That's awesome.
Wow. All right.
It's taken a long time, but yeah, no, like that would be really, really cool. I just want more information on Silksong. I could not care any less about the physical version, but I think for a prime, weekend E3 slot, that is a game that makes sense to announce.
Yeah.
Because we've got to be getting close to release. We have to be.
Fingers crossed. I mean, God, I hope so. It's been years.
Yeah, they announced it. I was still living in Medford when they had made the announcement on Valentine's Day. That was 2.5 years ago.
And that gameplay trailer that they did on that one Nintendo Direct looked pretty solid to me.
Yeah, we have to be getting close. So that tracks, that lines up for me.
My highest hope, this is batting for the fences here, not going to happen. Highest hope is that they come up with a physical release for Blaster Master Overdrive. It's never going to happen because it's a freaking WiiWare game. But, hear me out here. It's the only Blaster Master game that hasn't been physically released.
Right.
And this is a really long shot. I want it to be kind of a part of a run of WiiWare games coming to limited run, including the Konami Rebirth games, the Square's Final Fantasy My Life as a King, and maybe a partnership with Nintendo to get their stuff physically released for Switch. Like some sort of ports of things like Excitebike World Rally or Doc Lewis's Punch Out or something like that. Not that you could really do a whole game on that. That was really just more of a demo. But you know what I mean? Like,
but
Nintendo
still
had a couple of games, like the Pushmo games or something, from WiiWare or Wii U to show up limited run. I think a partnership with Nintendo to get that WiiWare stuff off of WiiWare, because that stuff's totally inaccessible right now. The biggest ones would be the Square's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as a King, and Dark Lord. Konami Rebirth games. Those are kind of the biggest ones. You know what I mean? That's my super high hope right there.
Man, I hope so.
That'd be something.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. Here we go. June 15th, last day.
Okay.
To be announced, Bandai Namco is going to do something.
More Dragon Ball Z shit.
Yeah, I'm going to say that they have dug up the corpse of Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and it looks awesome.
A new Tekken makes sense.
Yeah, it's been a while since we have had a Tekken, or maybe like throwing Soul Calibur 6 on the Switch a couple years too late, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect out of them.
Yeah, some fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
That seems about right.
But the big one, June 15th, 12 noon, is the Nintendo show. Effectively closing out E3, from what we can understand. Nintendo is going to do a their usual Nintendo Direct, followed by a couple hours of Treehouse. So, realistically speaking, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, can we get the elephant in the room out of the way?
Sure.
If they do not call it the Super Nintendo Switch, as Tiff has been saying for months now, it is a fucking gigantic missed opportunity, and they can fuck right off.
You cut out. What was it?
Sorry. If they do not call it the Super Nintendo Switch, they have fucked up big time.
I don't think that thing's real. I don't think it is. Even if it was real, with the way hardware works right now, like, nobody can get anything into stores. I just don't see it being a smart idea to announce the thing. The one thing that made the most sense was that they were going to drop it at some point before E3 so that other people who have projects on that platform will be able to show it off. But I just don't see them releasing it. I think they're doing fine with what they got, and they're just going to leave it.
All right.
Look, my expectations for Nintendo show this year are like at the bottom of the ocean floor. I don't know what it is. I have no hopes from Nintendo's press conference this year.
Really?
I realistically think the best thing we're going to get, which will be great, will be some sort of Breath of the Wild 2 footage, a title, and a release date, which will probably be this holiday. Outside of that, we're going to see Mario Golf, which we already know everything about. We're going to see Pokemon, which I don't care about. We're going to see a bunch of like already announced projects that are pretty much just going to be like, and here's a little bit more information. It's entirely possible. A couple of the things that have been floating around for way too long. It's possible we'll see some Bayonetta 3. It is possible we're at the point where we can see some Metroid Prime 4. I would say that it's possible that we're not going to get the Prime trilogy, no way in hell, but they are going to do just the first Prime fully remastered, but it will inexplicably use GameCube's absurd control scheme. There will be no dual analog option unless you are playing in a handheld or something. It's going to be something completely ridiculous where it's like the only way you can do dual analog control is in handheld mode because I hate you. It's the other way that this could go would be that the vast majority of the presentation will be all Splatoon 3 information. But there's
I forgot about Splatoon 3.
I mean, there could be a small handful of surprise announcements, but none of them will be very exciting. They're all going to be like on the same level as Famicom Detective Club, as in they'll be cool, but extremely niche and not really my bag. And of course, my biggest hope is a port of Kid Icarus Uprising, which is probably not going to happen. So yeah, I don't know why I'm feeling really pessimistic about the Nintendo show. I don't think that they have anything in the canon besides, they've got these big titles that they've announced that have just been in development for years. But if they show Splatoon 3, Breath of the Wild 2, Prime 4, and Bayonetta 3, that's awesome, but it's also nothing new. These are all games that have already been announced. I have no idea what they have in the works that they haven't announced that they're going to drop at E3. A lot of people are saying that they're going to show off the last two fighters for Smash Brothers. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't see it happening. I feel like it's going to be a Smash-free event. Maybe we'll get the Super Mario 3D All-Stars pack broken up and sold individually, and finally get Galaxy 2 on the Switch. Who knows? But I just don't see anything. I have no hopes for anything crazy over-the-moon exciting. Maybe I'm trying to set my expectations super low so that I can be unbelievably happy after it's over, but I don't know what's going on in my head. I'm just feeling pretty pessimistic. I don't think we're going to get much of anything. Breath of the Wild 2 is almost a given for me at this point, and that alone will probably make me very happy, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it blowing my skirt up in general.
More Zelda remakes will be announced. Twilight
Really? You
Princess,
think that?
whatever. Yeah.
I don't think that they would do that because of the reaction to Skyward Sword and because of what Skyward Sword is in general. If they announce that there's going to be more Zelda remakes after that one, I think that hurts Skyward Sword. Maybe.
I mean, you might not be wrong.
But then again, they might not care. So
it is Nintendo.
Yeah.
So they probably don't give a shit. I think Galaxy 2 makes a lot of sense. I definitely think Prime 4 will have some sort of presence. I do think the Prime trilogy is coming to Switch. It just has to. I don't think it'll be ready anytime soon. but I think it's coming and it'll be announced. Definitely Kid Icarus, 100%. That's happening.
How dare you?
As I said, the Super Nintendo Switch, I think that'll be just a little teaser at the end. They'll do like the fucking
if they do it, it's going to be new Nintendo Switch, and you know it.
I swear to fucking God, if they don't call it the Super Nintendo Switch, they have fucked up big time.
And they're going to call it new Nintendo Switch, just like they call
not.
it the new 3DS and the new 2DS XL 3.com. It's no, boo. That's what's going to happen. Sad about it.
I will fucking shit on their headquarters. No, the big thing that I think will get announced as coming soon will be Mario Kart 9.
Ooh.
Because it's time.
Oh, it's past time. Mario Kart 8's been out for 35 years.
No, sure, but it sold really well again when the Switch launched. Right.
And still is selling insanely well.
And still is selling, but it's time for the next Mario Kart.
Oh, I couldn't agree. It's time. I don't think they're going to do it.
I don't know, man. That would be super weird if they ended the show and they were just like... I mean, but it also would be very Nintendo, right? We're ending E3. Fucking Miyamoto's out here just like playing instruments and shit. It's super weird. We don't know what's going on. And there's a heart rate monitor.
They're just going to... Their one more thing is going to be a trailer for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Have you guys played this shit? It's fucking great. Just
one more time for those in the back. Remember Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? It's still on sale right now. $59.99.
You can still go get that shit.
You. It's just gonna fill up the show with trailers for existing games.
That would be the most fucking baller move they could possibly do.
Dunk on Country Tropical Freeze, and it's all going to be Switch Wii U ports. They're just going to exclusively fill their show with Wii U ports that have already been released. Hey, did you remember that we released Pokken Tournament on the Switch? Because it's there. It's available now, $59.99. Snatch that sucker up.
I mean, it's not going on sale.
Yeah, no. Full price, $60. Enjoy. I don't know, man. I got nothing.
In fact, we're going to charge $70 for him now. Because fuck you. Everybody else is.
Well, do you have anything else to add?
That's all I got, man. I think... I say that's all I got. Now I'm about to say more shit. That is not all I have. I think the most annoying thing that is going to happen at this year's E3 is there's going to be so many corporate stooges up there being like, the last year and a half has really shown us that gamers want a way to play together. And that's what we're bringing you. Like, so just that kind of shit, just over and over and over again. And it's going to infuriate me.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's extraordinarily likely. That's excruciatingly likely.
Oh my god, it's just going to be the entire fucking show. I'm already dreading it.
I'm already angry.
I'm already fucking mad about this shit. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's coming. Over the last year and a half, we have suffered so much. Thank God games were here to help us through. That's why we're bringing you a new way to chat. With all, you're like, ah, go away. Stop it.
Good Lord.
Massively multiplayer online experiences have become a way of life.
Live services. Yay! All right.
Off. Tell me more about God of War Ragnarok. That's all I want. I don't care about anything else.
God of Thor.
God of Thor. God, I'm so into that game. It got delayed. I'm so sad.
I thought that was hilarious. They were like, yeah, it's just not coming out in 2021. I was like, it was coming out in 2021?
It was supposed to.
I had no recollection of that. It was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought that game was 2022. Whatever. All right, yeah, sure.
I mean, it is now.
It is now. I was right all along.
How dare you?
All right, that's
Yeah,
our
that's it.
show. It's time to wrap things up. Join us next week. Oh, this is going to be exciting. So next week, we're going to do our E3 wrap-up show.
Where we get to see how right we were.
Indeed, I didn't take notes, so we're just going to talk about the things that made us happy. I don't want to do a comparison. We're wrong about everything.
No, next week it's just going to be us going, remember when I said this was going to happen? Yeah. It totally fucking happened. Totally
we're actually going to be recording a little later than usual so that we can get the Nintendo conference in there. So, because that's not until it's runs from like Thursday to Tuesday. So we usually record on Mondays.
It's too many days.
It's bananas. So
it's too many goddamn days.
We're going to record on Wednesday night, and it's going to be awesome. I am excited, Siffle. I am excited about it. And that's all I have to say, besides it's late. I want to go to bed.
Yeah.
We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link. You've
been getting so much better at hosting since I gave you the opportunity back. Right? I'll tell you. Right.
All manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, the Geekade Patreon, which helps keep this show running week after week, and more useful links than you can shake a stick at. I've been doing this thing where I mix up a syllable or something. I've been doing this a lot lately. I mix it. I've been doing it. So I was reading.
It's the heat, Chris. It's the heat.
It's been for a little while now. I was reading
it's
a
the
month
pandemic?
ago. Maybe? I don't know. It was like a month or so ago. I was reading Sam and the Firefly to the kids.
Yeah.
And I unintentionally called Sam Ham.
It's not even close.
But I didn't know I did it. The kids were like, "You said ham." I was like, "No, I didn't."
No, how fucking dare you?
And
I did not. You guys can't even read.
I kept reading and I did it again. And that time I heard it, I was like, wow. So now they ask me to read the story all the time and exclusively call him Ham in the Firefly. And every time I say Ham instead of Sam, they laugh. And the part where he where he does that old, because that book was written a million years ago and nobody talks like that. When the Fireflies are like, "Oh, go on home, you old goose, you old hen. You don't know what fun is." Oh, I love it. Anyway, this show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Holly. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. And we'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. Thank you very much for listening. I don't even remember what I'm saying anymore.
Wow, that got awkward.
Yeah, I lost it. It's gone.
Yeah,
how do I close the show?
You've never done this
keep
before.
Playing games.
I have no idea. On behalf of Dan and myself, I'm Chris Randazzo.
That's it. On behalf of Dan and myself, waka waka doo doo yeah.
Wacka doody shit. God damn.
Good night.